Treeline, Kansas, 1934, by David Means.
5 days he had listened to Barnes, staying quiet, holding back on saying much until that last day.
It's a story about two guys on surveillance in probably the 30s, waiting to see if a gangster guy will show up back at a farm site to dig up his loot.
Any experienced lawman knew that the wind rising like that had to mean something. But Lee had been distracted by the kid. After all, you read the landscape for signs. The way a road stays quiet for a certain amount of time. A lonely weed patch in the Four Corners region that, after 3 days of relative calm, is suddenly darkened by one of those odd cloud formations. It's not a thunderhead, but a cloud that seems to refuse to achieve its full growth, giving you, as you sit in a car chewing a toothpick, a sense that something is amiss.
It's not a simple story. It's a pretty complicated narrative because it moves through time. It actually moves forward in time several years into the mind of a retired FBI agent who's looking back at the scenario.
He'd go back to that conversation, holding it out for examination, and he'd wondered if he'd misstepped at that point. Shut your yap, he might have said. Clam up, kid. You can talk until you're out of words, but no matter what you might say or think, the fact that there is a chance Carson might show is the only thing that matters. And even later, Lee would understand that by holding back on his side of the argument, he had allowed for a much more dangerous situation.